Welcome back, students. In this video, I will be teaching you Python fundamentals. This is the first chapter with respect to Python. So let us discuss this Python in depth. So it is a language, which was founded by Guido van Rossum. It is a case-sensitive language. Meaning is you do have different meaning for uppercase as well as a lowercase. Excuse me. It uses interpreter. The meaning of interpreter is it tries to translate the language, the Python language, the high level language, line by line. Whereas you do have another type of translator called as compiler. Here, again I repeat, Python uses interpreter. That is line by line translation is happening there. It is a open source. The meaning of open source is it is freely downloadable. Anybody can see how they have developed the particular language Python. If they want to extend or if they want to add some of the features in the particular language, they can able to add with ease. This is what open sources. The code is also available to anyone. If they want to modify the code also, it is also allowed. This is with respect to open source. It does not require a license. Anybody can download any number of times and they can distribute it to anyone. So there is no copyright issues and all with respect to this particular open source software or language. So I'm going to work on a particular editor called as Python. So we can go to this particular website, namely www.thorny.org. You can download. If you are using Windows, you can download for Windows. If you are using Linux now, for that also you can download this one. This is a lightweight editor which will not occupy much space. So this is with respect to the introduction part. Again, I repeat, this was introduced by Guido van Rossum. So it's a case sensitive language. It uses interpreter. It is an open source, and using this site, you can able to download it. For any language, if you want to learn, for example, if I want to learn English, so in your pre-KG schooling and all, what they will do? So either your mother tongue will be Tamil, Telugu, or Malayalam, something like that. So you will be inducted in a what is that? A kindergarten school where they will try to teach the alphabets. When you want to learn a language, namely English, they will try to teach the alphabets. So English alphabets consist of A to Z. Similarly, if I want to learn this particular language, namely Python, so I have to have a set of character set. What are the permissible characters that can be used in this particular language? For example, in English, I can able to use A to Z. This is what the permissible character set with respect to an English language. With respect to Python language, the character set which we are going to use are, we are going to use letters, that is A to Z. As I said earlier, it is a case sensitive language. You are having both capital A to Z as well as small a to Z. So this accounts for 52 alphabets rather than 26 alphabets. So the letters. So with respect to digits, 0 to 9. Special symbols like space, some operators we will be using, plus, minus, star, slash, percentage, double slash, backslash, square bracket we will be using for instances, flower bracket we will be using, open and closing of flower brackets, simple brackets, comma, semicolon, point, colon, greater than symbol, less than symbol, equal to, not equal to, assignment, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, and, at symbol, underscore, single quotes, double quotes, and triple quotes. These are the special symbols. With respect to white spaces, tab garage written and new line. This garage written is nothing but the enter key which you can see in your keyboard. Other characters. Python can also process all ASCII and Unicode characters as a part of data or literals. Here, Python can also process other than this, process all ASCII. ASCII here stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Again, I repeat, ASCII stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. There they have formulated for any language. This is the set of characters, or this is the set of values which is going to have the same meaning in all the languages. They have formulated this one. Unicode characters, it can support multiple languages as a part of data or literal. Multiple languages in the sense not only English, it can support any languages. Those include on the Unicode characters. Tokens. This is a very important question. So let us discuss what a token is. The smallest individual unit in a program is called as a token. Python has the following tokens, namely keywords, identifiers, literals, operators, and punctuators respectively. See, it is the smallest individual unit in a program. We call that one as a token. It has keywords, literals, identifiers, operators, and punctuators. Now let us discuss what a keyword is. So a keyword has a special meaning which is reserved by the programming language. It has its own meaning. It will be having a special meaning, right? So what we can do with the keyword and what we should not do with the keyword, this we have to discuss now itself. It should not be used as a normal identifier names. We will be seeing what identifier in the next topic itself. List of keywords, and this is much more important. These are the set of keywords which has a special or a predefined meaning. If you see false, true, none, these are the three keywords in Python which starts with a letter caps. Other than that, all the other keywords in Python will be in small letters. This false, true, none. These arise as a result of any relational condition. If I am comparing two persons, assume that I am trying to compare two persons' age. I will be getting a Boolean value, namely either true or false. So here, again I repeat, these are the three keywords or three keywords which starts with a capital letter. Other than that, all the other keywords will be totally in small letters. Def, return, pass. If, else, elif, break, continue, for, while, in, range. See, I have distinguished with the different colors. See, these things goes hand in hand. When you are learning the syntaxes, you will come across these things, this red color, that is def, return, pass. This will be under one head. If, else, elif. See here, elif, elif is a keyword. Break, continue, for, while, in, range. Or, and, not. Is, try, except, finally, rise, import, from, as, class, assert, non-local, global, lambda, yield, del. These are the keywords with respect to Python, which has a special meaning. So now we are moving on to identifier. Identifier user defined names in the program. We will be writing some simple programs. There we will try to give some names, and those names we call it as identifiers. In the previous topic, when we see the previous topic is, what is that? The keywords. Keyword cannot be used as an identifier. It cannot be a user defined one. We cannot use it in programs for a naming an identifier. Keywords. For example, I cannot use else. Else has a special meaning. Else equal to 10, I cannot use. So this is one statement which is literally wrong. Else equal to 10. Else I am trying to use it as an identifier, which is wrong. Whereas E equal to 10, whether it is right? Yes, it is right. E is an identifier there. I am trying to use it in a program. Naming an identifier has certain rules. What are the rules? Let us check. It should not be a keyword. Now only I said E equal to 10 is acceptable, else equal to 10 is not acceptable. Else everything in small letter is not acceptable. Why? Because else is a keyword. It should not contain any special character except underscore, even hyphen, space in between the identifier names is also invalid. It should not start with a digit. It can be a combination of a letter and digit. This is a very important question with respect to class 12. It is a 2-mark question. Kindly listen what it is. We are trying to segregate valid as well as invalid identifier, and we are trying to give why it is valid and why it is not valid. I am having capital A. Yes, it is allowed. It is a valid identifier. My file here, M is caps. It is a valid identifier. My underscore file, a valid identifier. Income underscore tax, this is a valid one. Income tax without any space, that is also allowed. This one, D1 is a separate one. It should have a comma there. Since it is a PDF, I cannot go over there. D1 alone is an identifier. AB1 is an identifier. Z2T09, yes, it starts with a character, that is also allowed. Lambda, people will be saying, sir, lambda is a keyword. Kindly listen to the particular first letter. It starts with capital L. Lambda in small letter, I go there. See here, lambda, everything in small letter only is a keyword, whereas this capital L is different from small l. Since it is a case sensitive language, this will not be a keyword. This you have to note it. See here, again people will say while is a keyword or a reserve word. Again, let us move back. See here where while is. See, while everything in small letter, there we have started with the capital letter. This is something different. So we can use it. This is a valid identifier. Now let us check. I have termed the given things as invalid identifier. Let me give or let me state why these things are invalid. Data under data hyphen rec. The problem here is everything is character. I am having a special character. I am having a special character, namely this one, that is hyphen, which is not allowed. If you check this part now, lambda, this seems to be a keyword. I cannot have a keyword as an identifier. This is another problem. If you look at this, the third invalid identifier, now it is starting with a number and hence it is invalid. Income tax, sir, there you said income tax as correct, whereas here you are saying income tax as wrong. You have return income tax both under valid under as well as invalid. When you check here, you are having a hyphen here, whereas in a valid one, if you check, you are having underscore. Underscore is allowed, whereas hyphen is not allowed. It is a special character. See here, dollar. Then I'm having a special dollar symbol, a special character, which is also not allowed. Sum of n. I have underlined this one. People will start naming like this. This is the most common error when you see a person when he starts to learn or when he starts to write some simple programs. Sum of n. This is how people will write. For example, if I'm asking a person to write roll number, he will write a roll space no, which is literally wrong. ROLLNO, if he is writing without any space, that seems to be a correct one. The space is the most common mistake where people will make. See, whenever we are trying to say something as invalid, you try to give the justification why you are stating that particular identifier as an invalid one. Literals. With respect to literals, you are having, see, string literals you are having. Either it can be in a single quotes, it is a character. See, collection of characters, ABC, either it can be in single quotes or it can be in double quotes. With respect to numeric literals, I have three things called as int, float, complex. All right, integer, which will accept only numbers without decimal points. Float accepts both integer as well as non-integer numbers. Complex number, as you say, it has two parts, namely real and imaginary part. Boolean returns arise out of what is that? Logical operations. So A and B. It is going to yield a result either true or false. A special literal, namely none. See, we have tried to use identifiers. X equal to A is a character. Y equal to 10. Z equal to 11.5. B equal to none. W equal to true. When you look at this particular examples, this example itself will give you a clear picture stating that what is that? The values, or is that normally values are called as literals. What type of values? That is what is going to distinguish which literal it is. See, values will be always on the right hand side, whereas on the left hand side of the assignment, that is equal to, you are going to have only a variable. Again, I repeat, equal to, you are having left hand side as well as right hand side. On the right hand side of equal to, you are going to have only the values, whereas on the left hand side you are going to have only the variables, only names. With respect to max, people will say that 10 equal to y, that is correct, as well as y equal to 10 is correct. Here, with respect to any programming language, for that instance, for any programming language, only y equal to 10 is correct, and 10 equal to y is a wrong or an invalid statement with respect to any programming language. So this is what I want to highlight. So with respect to operators, we have unary operator, binary operator, and the operators are given there. We will be discussing these operators in detail in the next chapter. So I am just giving the names of operators alone. Unary operator, binary operator, bitwise operator, shift operators, identity operators, membership operators, logical operators, relational operators, and assignment operators respectively. These are the different types of operators. Punctuators. So these things are also coming under tokens, all right? and this is the last one. These are symbols used in a programming language to organize a sentence structure and indicate the rhythm and emphasis on expressions, statements, and program structure. So the punctuators is going to organize sentence structure, how we can construct sentences. With respect to this punctuator, it helps us and it indicates the rhythm, the flow, and emphasis on expressions. What kind of expressions? Statements and program structure. What are the commonly used punctuators are single quotes, double quotes, hash symbol, backslash, simple bracket, square bracket, flower bracket, at symbol, comma, colon, dot, and equal to. These are the most commonly used punctuators. And this is the building block of Python. So any Python program will have a structure or how we should write a Python program. So what is the structure? We have to have a basic structure. Based on the structure only, we will be trying to write similar programs. See here, you are having 12 lines. Just have given numbers so as to what is that, convey what kind of or what type of statements these 12 lines are. These 12 lines is going to do us some what is that, it is going to yield us some result. We are trying to classify these 12 lines under various heads. What are those things? We will see one by one. The program components, I am saying those 12 lines as a set, as a program. It is going to do a certain task. See how I am trying to classify that program into various components. Actually, program is what is that? If you want to solve a simple task, I will be writing a set of instructions. We will be calling that set of instructions as a program. So what are the components? We are trying to dissect those 12 lines under various names. What are those names here? See, first one is expressions. Expression means it is a combination of operators and operands. Again, I repeat, expression means it is a combination of operators and operands. Legal combination of symbol that represents a value. Let us move on to the previous topic. Line number 6 and line number 8. Line number 6 and line number 8. Here this is an expression, and this particular part, that is b greater than a, is an expression. We are trying to compute a arithmetic operation there in line number 6. We are trying to compare two values. All right. Then statements. What are the statements? We will see. Line number 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10 respectively. Line number 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. And 10. These are the statements. Sir, you have left line number 9, 11, 12, 2, and 3 respectively, sir. We will go through it. And you have also left 1, 4, etc. These two things also you have left line numbers. Let us check that one also. See, common statement. The common statements here. What are the common statements? I am having two types of common statements. One is a single line common statement. The other one is a multi-line common statement. Common statement is a very important aspect of any programming language, right? So it is a non-executable statement. Computer or the system will not interpret that particular line which is present. using either hash or this triple quotes. So it will not execute those lines. Now let us check. I have given 1, 2, 4, 8 and 12. Here 1, it is starting with a single line command statement. 2, after something I have given. After this colons, if this is a command statement. After this colon, this is a command statement. 1, 2, 4. 4 is also a non-executable statement. After this colon, B greater than A colon, this particular part is a command statement. And then 12th, after this close bracket, I am having hash. This is also a single line command statement. I have not used a multi-line command statement in this example. So the command statements are 1, 2, 4, 8 and 12. Here 1 and 4, it is a direct command statement, whereas 2, 8 and 12. After a statement, I am trying to have this command statement. Functions we are having, excuse me, functions. So something, a name after which if you see a open flower bracket and a closed flower bracket, we call it as a function. Here, my function is a word after which I am having a open bracket and closed bracket. I call that one as a function, line number 2 as well as 12. My function, open bracket, closed bracket. I call these two lines as functions. See, we need not know what this program does. We do not know any of the statements, and hence we will not be in a position to understand what it is. Now we are trying to segregate what kind of statements we are going to have, and we will be studying all these things in depth. So blocks and indentation. So blocks and indentation. Here, statements after colon. Statements after colon, we are calling it as blocks. Can anyone say what? After colon. Line number 3. This is colon here. Line number 3, you are having a print statement. This is a indented statement. You see, you can see a space between line number 2 and line number 3. They are not starting with the same column. Here line number 3 starts with a separate in a different column. When you check in line number 3, line number 9 and line number 11. 3, 9, 11 starts with a particular column, which we call it as a block or indented one. So variables. Variables here, as I said earlier, A equal to 25 is correct, whereas 20 equal to B is wrong. Mathematically, the second statement seems to be correct. Mathematically, this seems to be correct, whereas computer-wise, this statement is wrong. Again, I repeat, A into 2 equal to B. This is mathematically right, whereas this is wrong with respect to programming language. And you do have one very important concept called as multiple assignment statement. A equal to B equal to C equal to 20. All A, B and C variables are going to take the value, namely 20. After which, if I try to check what is the value of A, it will be 20. What is the value of B, it will be 20. What is the value of C, it will be 20. So here, you do have another type of assignment statement. This equal to is called as an assignment statement. A comma B is equal to 10 comma 20. See, this 10 will go to A and 20 will go to B. This is what is that a variable is. Dynamic typing. Here, Python supports dynamic typing. You can assign different kinds of value different kinds of literals to the same variable itself. A equal to 10. Print A. Print means it will display the value on the screen. It will display 10. 10 is a integer literal, whereas A equal to good morning. Good morning is a string literal. I am trying to assign it to A. When I print A, again it will print good morning. So it supports dynamic typing. You are allowed to assign multiple, what is that, different, not multiple, different kinds of values to the same variable itself. And this programming language supports dynamic typing. The next one is simple input and output statement, and these two statements I will be explaining it elaborately using Python program, and that's it for the session.